I will have to make a presentation in French in 3 weeks, and I know no French. Literally, I know merci, pardon, bonjour, and voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
I will have to speak for 15 minutes, and I will not need to answer any questions. Perfect. I could cram it like a verse for school and pretend that I know French. However, I want to keep all this knowledge for the future, maybe for life. Why waste this time? So the plan is this. I'll write the text of the presentation, then I generate the French audio file with AI, then I cram all words and phrases with SuperMemo. That's easy. And polish it all to perfection with Final Cut in the last 3-4 days. First, I prepare my presentation. It looks like not even 15 minutes. Only later I realize it's a lot of information to learn for someone who doesn't know French. It's hell. I'll begin with this prompt for ChatGPT I'll use for learning. This is my presentation in French. Can you now make sure all sentences are short, split longer sentences to two, and add French translation using maximally simple grammar and vocabulary, like for true beginners? And my presentation here. Lovely. My next prompt is, please give me now a version that is French only, split into those separate lines for reading aloud in the browser. Okay, now it's my presentation in French in SuperMemo. I will open it in the browser with F9. Control-Shift-U to read it, Control-Shift-U.
Je m'appelle Arek. J'ai choisi le français parce que je pensais vivre au Canada. Mais mon plan n'a pas bien marché. J'avais aussi un autre rêve. Je voulais créer une start-up d'intelligence artificielle.
And so on and so on, you understand. So while this file was playing, I recorded it with Audacity and saved it as a WAV file. It's important to save it as a WAV, I'll explain. Now I'll add this file to SuperMemo. First I need to add the sound component. Say, make it long, let it go down here. Maybe, let's see, not maybe, definitely we need sound extractor panel. Extractor panel, okay. Maybe a bit longer, it's then more convenient to work with files. And now import the file. Input.
J'ai choisi le français parce que je voulais vivre au Canada. J'ai choisi le français parce que je voulais vivre au Canada.
Okay. And now the trickiest part, many users don't know how to do. Here we have a French sound, here we have a French text, and how do we extract to coordinate, to synchronize the text with the sound? It's actually pretty simple once you know how to do it, so I'll show you. I will set up this to play continuously, sound, continuous, to make life easier. I need to emphasize it must be a WAV file. It makes it easier to point exactly to specific places in the file. MP3s will do some tricks, so I recommend WAV. Let's play.
J'ai choisi le français parce que je voulais vivre au Canada.
I mark the end and I have a loop of one sentence.
J'ai choisi le français parce que je voulais vivre au Canada.
J'ai choisi français. That's this sentence. All I need to do now is to just extract it. And
j'ai choisi le français parce que je voulais vivre au Canada. J'ai choisi le français parce...
Now it's perfectly synchronized. Now to cut the second sentence, we'll do the trick, we'll play the test. While it's playing, we'll reset, set a new start, new end.
J'ai choisi le français parce que je voulais vivre au Canada. J'ai choisi le français parce que je voulais vivre au Canada. Mais ma préparation ne s'est pas passée comme je voulais. Un autre de mes rêves... Mais ma préparation ne s'est pas passée comme je voulais. Mais ma préparation ne s'est pas passée comme je voulais. Mais ma préparation ne s'est pas passée comme je voulais. Mais ma... Mais ma préparation ne s'est pas passée comme je voulais. Mais ma préparation ne s'est pas passée comme je voulais. Un autre de mes rêves était de créer une entreprise d'IA. Un autre de mes rêves était de créer une entreprise d'IA.
If I don't cut precisely, I can improve it here.
Mais ma préparation, mais ma préparation ne s'est pas passée comme je voulais.
Remember, play, reset, start, end, extract, next. Now close deletions are a simple part. While extracting, you can still play the file. Maybe something will stay in your head.
De créer une entreprise d'IA. Un autre de mes rêves était de créer une entreprise d'IA. Un autre de mes rêves était de créer une entreprise d'IA. Un autre de mes rêves était de créer une entreprise d'IA. Un autre de mes rêves était de créer une entreprise d'IA. Un autre de mes rêves était de créer une entreprise d'IA. Un autre de mes rêves était de créer une entreprise d'IA. Un autre de mes rêves était de créer une entreprise d'IA.
Well, I'm so ignorant, I'm not actually sure what individual words need a dictionary, so I actually defined it already. You can search for French and Google Translate. That was so that's tricky, how to keep it all. And yeah, learn grammar at the same time. There's one thing worth remembering. If you want to have such nice items, nicely formatted, nice color, nice layout, you have to make an auto-apply item template so that your clause automatically gets this nice template. Now let's have a look at a similar workflow for vocabulary. We need a little bit different strategy because phrases are shorter and require more reflexes, so we use the next extract button. And here how it goes.
N'étudiez pas. Je n'étudiais pas. Je n'étudiais pas. Je n'étudiais pas. Je n'étudiais pas. J'étudiais le français. 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 Tous les jours. Tous les jours. Tous les jours. Tous les jours. Je repoussais. 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 Mes leçons. Mes leçons. Mes leçons. Mes leçons. Mes leçons. Alors. 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 Ma mère. Ma mère. Ma mère. Ma mère. Ma mère. Ma mère. Me demandait. 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 De pratiquer. De pratiquer. De pratiquer. De pratiquer. De pratiquer. De pratiquer. Un autre grand problème. 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 Très mauvais pour apprendre les langues. Très mauvais pour apprendre les langues.
Converting je m'appelle into a question with close deletion is trivial, but I have more than 800 elements like that, so it's a little bit too many.
Créer. Une entreprise d'IA. Rêve.
So I thought maybe I'll use AI for this job. So we'll use export, source text, French. That was fast. Okay. As I'll be working on a couple of files, I will use Codex for this job, but you can do it in Claude or whatever. So have a look at this file, French. It contains the SuperMemo source code of a collection with 2-3 topics converted to items. The first is je m'appelle. There are around, actually 80 80 plus more topics without items. Please use analogy and generate items for the remaining topics. Send the output to French out. Boom. Done. I overwrote French out txt, generated MS items. No duplicates. No. Okay, French. Okay. Now we can try to import this to SuperMemo with file. Import source code. French out. Too large. Okay. Pretty fast. Nice. Contents. French. Vocabulary.
Ma préparation.
Perfect.
Rêve.
Lovely.
J'étudiais le français.
Wow. No mistakes.
Ma mère.
Ma mère. My codex. Lovely. There's yet one trick I wanted to show. If you have the newest SuperMemo, you can add your own pronunciation without going to, all this rigmarole. In this case, la matière, I'm not sure if I pronounced correctly, so I'll just ask Google to give me the pronunciation. La matière. French. La matière.
La matière.
Oh yeah.
La matière.
Not much cost, very fast.
La matière.
Excellent. Okay, the presentation day is coming, and we need to convert the learning process into a cramming process. I need to review everything. I need to be word perfect. It'll take a lot of time. It'll be a little bit boring, but this will help me to do a better presentation. So I have 316 items, and I have only 135 of them outstanding. So all those items need to get to the outstanding queue. I have two classes of items, close deletions based on sentences, and word spurs based on presentation generated by AI. I'll process them differently because I have different preferences and different difficulties. Top priorities and short intervals are polluted with leeches while I need to review all the outstanding material. So I need to mix it up a little bit to make it more digestible. I will randomly intersperse all items in the outstanding queue. In other words, all those items will get to the outstanding queue, and then I will intersperse unprocessed items at high density. I mean, there are some words I haven't even touched, so those need to go to the front at high density. So that's this conversion from learning to cramming just for today. Okay, first I will intersperse all items. I'll go to View, Items, randomize them, and intersperse them. Let's say every 6 items. So most of them will get to the end.
Tous les jours.
And now unprocessed items. In this branch, the vocabulary branch, control space, I'll do items only.
Je m'appelle. Je m'appelle. Je m'appelle. Je m'appelle.
Thank you. Randomize.
Créer. Créer. Créer.
Okay. Child. Filter. Only those with repetitions 1, lapses 0. These are those unprocessed ones. How many? Oh boy, 52. I didn't try hard enough.
En français.
And let's intersperse them. This time densely. Let's say every second item.
En français.
Okay. Now outstanding queue is 319 elements. So these are all my items and 3 topics. Actually, I don't remember what that was, but it's gonna be a long day of cramming. 300 items. Excellent. So in the end, it wasn't so bad. I even started learning French a little bit. Perhaps I will show how repetitions look like. And pardon my French. Ma préparation.
Ma préparation.
Ma préparation.
Ma préparation.
Je dirige mon équipe, je crée des produits.
Je dirige mon équipe et je crée des produits.
Mon équipe, all right. Je voulais vivre.
Je voulais vivre. Je voulais vivre.
Oh, that's tough. Tough, tough, tough. Apprendre les langues. Apprendre. Ah, damn it. Apprendre les langues.
Apprendre les langues.
Apprendre les langues.
Apprendre les langues.
Apprendre les langues, ok.
Apprendre les langues. Apprendre les langues.
Je repoussais.
Je repoussais.
J'ai repoussé. J'ai repoussé. Okay. Yeah, it's a long, long way to learning language. I probably need not 200, not 300, but like 2,000 to be able to speak a language. And maybe 10,000 to be fluent. And advanced English, 4 to 5,000. That's only you need to become a native speaker. That's a long, long way. It never happened to me. As you can see, I didn't work too hard. Perhaps those statistics are a little bit lying because I spent a lot of time doing final drill. Just those things, some of those things just didn't want to stick to my memory, so I had to repeat over and over and over again, and they're not in those statistics. Anyway, now I plan to do just no more than 4 or 5 words per day, so I'll use Mercy for that. And then I'll integrate it with my main collection, and a little bit of French will stay with me for a longer while. Okay, so let's do it. Toolkit, Mercy. 5 per day. Okay, let's see. 3 to 6 elements until August 2nd with 5 repetitions per day. Just fine with me. 5 repetitions, as much as you can do. Hopefully forever. Done. Let's see the workload. Oh, nice. 5, 5, 5. And what is for one? I just did those few. Okay. Up to August 2nd. Actually 6. Because some I already made. I made a few repetitions just a minute ago. Okay. Done.